For 2 days, we traveled 39 miles on foot from Cripple Creek, Colorado to Manitou Springs, Colorado. Many of those miles were traveled off-trail, bushwhacking through the forest, using nothing but digital and paper topographic maps. We traveled over mountains and through rugged terrain, through massive aspen groves and through marshes and creeks. We scaled down the edge of cliffs and through scree fields half a mile long. We were in remote locations few people ever navigate to. We got snowed on, had to bust through ice to get water, climbed mountains to learn where to go next. This endurance and survival challenge was one of the most physically demanding experiences we have ever gone through. Hi, my name is Trevor and I'm 30 years old and I love bushwhacking. The premise for this challenge was fueled by the desire to find something that would not only test our physical limitations, but also our mental ones. We wanted to take on a challenge that would radically expand our sense of what was even possible. To struggle, to have to dig deep. This challenge found just that, and also along the way, during those many hours of physical exhaustion and self-analysis, it gave me time to really stop and appreciate the truly important things in my life. Alright, here we are, all packed up. Doesn't feel like a very heavy pack. I'm gonna go weigh myself now. Alright, good news, just weighed it and it was 26.4 pounds. I'm used to carrying around my 40-pound son, so this is gonna be light for this trip. Alright, we just got dropped off in Cripple Creek. We kind of know where we're heading. We're going that direction, really far, so we're gonna start to make our way up that hill and get a better vantage point. I think we're gonna go maybe 15, 20 miles today. That's the goal. All right, there's downtown Cripple Creek. We just walked down from the gas station when we got dropped off. We're on Carr Avenue, and the map says that there's gonna be a trail called Gold Camp Trail right here. We'll take that for a couple miles through Poverty Gulch. We're gonna go head up this way towards where they're doing some mining. This is gonna be a really fun trek. We're excited. What time is it now? It's like 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Here's our start to the trails. We're gonna take this up until we get to the forest and then start bushwhacking from there. There's Cripple Creek. So this mine we're about to pass produced what is worth today in 2002 of $6 billion, which is probably close to $7 billion of gold. This mine right here. Lucky 7 mine, or the Abe Lincoln mine. I wonder how far down that shaft goes. Look at the size of the vehicles down there, just to put it in perspective how big this is. All right, we gotta walk on the side of the road for just a hair. We gotta find a place to start walking. Okay, so something that was an unknown when we started was how much property is gonna be no trespassing because of the active mining. There's a lot more than we expected, so we are walking along this road until we can find a pretty safe area to start bushwhacking. We see our point that we need to get to, so we would prefer to cut straight to it versus go like 5 miles around it. All right, this is pretty large in size. See that compared to my foot? We're thinking moose. Big.
I'll probably salt the tire.
So this spot we ran across is called the Grassy Mountain Mining Overlook. Check out this view. Yeah. All right, here's our first milestone. This is Trachyte Knob, straight ahead. I think we're gonna cut into the forest from here. Here's a little bit of scat. Thinking elk. Glad we're cutting into the forest. We're on Highway 82 for, it felt like maybe a mile and a half. Now we're making our way towards Trachyte Knob. We're gonna do some bushwhacking, a couple miles to get to it. That's gonna be a really great high point so that we can really get our bearings down and understand our next point, which is gonna be a reservoir. This definitely seems to be like an old road, maybe. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, sheet metal with rivets on it. Getting wet at all? Perfect. There is Trachyte Knob. We're back on a highway. This is Highway 81, heading to the cave. We have the K-way out here at the base of Trachyte Knob. We are going to use this as our access Well, we're at the base of Trachyte Knob right now. We are just going to enter the forest and head up. Trachyte Knob is a 10,862 foot peak. We're at about 10,000 right now, so we have roughly 900 foot gain to do. Yeah.
Take your camera out. I hear it crashing through the trees, two of them. You're going down. Gotta come down here to the left. Okay. Two huge jumps.
Yeah, I hear him. Wow.
Holy.
Wow. We spooked him. Hey, did you see him?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow. He's still crushing things.
Yeah, they're crushing. They're going so fast.
Yeah, huge rats.
Well, luckily we found a trail. So we're going to follow this trail. Hopefully it takes us to the summit. It's nice to not have to bushwhack when you don't need to. We're gonna get plenty of that later. We are officially bushwhacking. Lots of elk scat, fresh prints, more scat. Cool.
Bigger.
Alright, here we are on the top of Trachyte Knob. It's going to give us a great view of where we're headed next. Alright, this is our first summit of the trip. We're at about 10,850. Trachyte Knob. You can see two reservoirs right here. You can see some awesome crags and cliffs. Some good stuff. Alright, just if you're curious, this is what I'm using as a reference. This is a Pikes Peak Atlas. We're on Trachyte Knob right here. I want to show you some features. You got Bison Reservoir, Bison number 2. There's 2 reservoirs over here by Joe. You got Cripple Creek number 2 and number 3. And then from a mountain perspective, that's called Cow Mountain. It's 11,143 feet. We are going to be heading to Bison Reservoir right there. So we're going to head straight down and then start cutting that direction. Looks like there's a service road, so maybe we'll follow that. Or maybe we'll follow the high point on the hill. Oh, the wind died down. That's nice.
Makes it sound
Yeah. All right, here we go. Heading back down Trackite, pointing towards Bison Reservoir right now. Once we got to the backside of Trackite Knob, we were able to do some good game planning as we could look at the terrain and figure out where we wanted to go.
Down to like a 45. It looks softer over there where that little side road is.
Where's it the thinnest, right where these rocks are? Another option is take off from that and go straight through the brush. Okay, so we're gonna walk this rock line until we get to these trees. We're gonna cross the trees in the thinnest spot, and then we're in this opening, this nice level open area. And we're just gonna take this straight to Bison Reservoir, and then that's where we're gonna get some water. These aspen trees, when you touch them, a little bit of dust on them. I'll have to look up what that is. I suspect it's just how healthy they are. They're so fresh out here. No humans here to mess with them. As we passed by this creek, we could see all the fish inside it. It made us start to think that on the next challenge we could go without food and we could just fish for our own food. Cool, we made it to the road. There's Trackite Knob. We just came through that, across the water. Next adventure, we're gonna catch some fish. Beautiful aspen grove. Incredibly large. If we were here 2 weeks ago, man, it would have been beautiful. Yeah. All right, we're walking through marshland. All this low vegetation area is just lots of water flowing through. So we're rock hopping as best we can to try not to get wet. We're gonna make our way towards this tree line. Here we are, Bison Park Reservoir. Apparently this is only accessible to fishing club members, which we are not, and we just talked our way past, so glad that they're generous today. This battery I'm using right now and this GoPro went through the washing machine. It's still good. Feels good to get the pack off. What you got there?
Big bar again.
So we started in Cripple Creek and we worked our way to Trachyte Knob. After that we went down over to Bison Reservoir. So now what we're plan on doing is going up to Sheep Mountain. It's gonna be a lot of climbing, 12,400 foot peak. And then once we get to there, we're then going to be able to see where we're going to camp, which will be out in this reservoir section right here. Almost all downhill from that point. So we got one big hill left. There's the sun. I love this water filter. This is a squeeze water filtration system. It's a gravity filter. You fill up this bag and you pop the Sawyer filter on, just like that, and then the water flows straight through. I'm gonna fill up my 2 bottles that I just drank. Dehydrated bananas, and we got cinnamon apples. Yeah, I like just the hint of cinnamon on it. It's pretty good. Here is where we are departing with Bison Reservoir. We're heading into the woods. We have 2,000 foot elevation gain to get to the top of Sheep Mountain. There's going to be some technical sections to this from what we saw. 2,000 foot gain after a long day, so we're probably going to go slower than we normally would. But it's going to be a good challenge. Gaining an elevation pretty quick. Okay. Came across a giant, literally giant rock wall. So, well, we got to go this way. So we're gonna head down and kind of just walk up and just kind of see what happens in that area. Maybe we'll be able to go up or go around. Y2 Bison Reservoir. Here we go. Wow. Probably worth climbing right here. Okay, so we'll stay low. We'll go to these crags that are to our little off to our right at the same elevation as us, and then make a plan from there, but ultimately likely follow the same elevation line to where the slide is right there.
Yeah, you can almost see it work its way down to the marsh.
Yeah, so cross the marsh, go to where this rock slide, tree slide area is, get to this flat edge at the top, and then work our way to right there. New game plan, we're gonna hug the rocks right here, work our way to this higher point right there, and then that'll give us a great viewpoint. Well, hopefully we don't dip down and have to go back up. We suspect we won't though.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Cool.
Another Vincent Marty trophy rock on the right.
Yeah. All right, we're moving through this quickly. getting tired. We're at about 10,900, about 1,500 foot gain left. We're in the tree slide section we were aiming for earlier. Long ago, we were standing on those rocks in this area. Check out this massive rock just sitting there.
You didn't pull any punches with this challenge, right?
So cold up here. Yeah. I say we start cutting it over. There's the true summit of Sheep Mountain. Just got some snow in our faces though.
How you feeling?
Good. Last hill of the day. Uphill. Oh, I see snow in the air.
Yeah, I just got hit.
We gotta get low, we're fast. Okay, our azimuth, I think that's the term. We're gonna go this way. After a couple miles, there's a trail. We'll take that to Mason Reservoir.
I think we'll get down that far before it gets dark.
I think that's fair to say. Alright, goal is to head in this direction where this gap is. Mason Reservoir is that way. We're hoping to get down in that lower section. There's a trail there before it gets dark. The lower in elevation we go, the warmer we're getting, so it's a relief. Alright, it always feels good when you figure out exactly where you are, and that just happened for me. So we got Pikes Peak here, that's Satchet Mountain and Windy Point. This is the backside of Alma North. We're going to be working our way through that way tomorrow. Oh yeah. Alright, we made it to the trail that's going to take us to Mason Reservoir. Glad to be at lower elevation. It's getting dark, so we're going to put our headlamps on. Just going to try to get to the water. We need water for tonight. We are 0.6 miles through this 1.3 mile trail. Halfway there, starting to snow pretty good. Our plan is one person's gonna build the shelter while the other person fills up all of our water bottles. We're gonna use some of that water to not only hydrate, but to cook our spaghetti. I dehydrated a lot of spaghetti recently, and oh man, it sounds good. Cannot wait. We're moving quick on this trail. This is so pretty, I wish it would turn out. We're right up against Mason Reservoir. I'll show you in the morning. We are having to walk a few extra miles. We're now headed to McReynolds Reservoir. We just couldn't make Mason Reservoir work. As dark as it was and as slanted as the ground was, we just couldn't find a spot that would work safely, so more grinding. Another mile, we think, maybe. All right, we survived the night. Alright, so this is the camping setup. Man, last night, that was pretty hard. We So we made it down into that lower section that we were aiming for when we were at about 12,000 foot. Got dark, started snowing on us, so we put our headlamps on and we just started trudging through. Luckily, we found a trail. It was called the Mason Trail, and it took us to Mason Reservoir, which is where we thought we were going to be camping and getting water from. But there was like a 100-foot really steep angle down into the water, so we couldn't really find anywhere flat for a tent and how we would get the water safely. So we had to skip that one, and it just felt like we had to keep going mile by mile by mile. I think we hiked for like 3 hours in the dark until we finally got to the next reservoir, which was McReynolds Reservoir. And you can see there's like a parking lot and facilities and stuff right there. We kind of just went down this trail a little bit and found a flat spot and just popped up the tent really quick. Joe got the water while I set up the tent, and then I made some spaghetti last night. Ate that up really quick. But man, it was cold. Holy cow. Glad I had a sleeping bag liner because that helped a whole lot, I think. No animal activity at all. They even thought it was too cold, so they stayed away. I'm just kidding. But I mean, we weren't as safe as we should have. We're supposed to cook like 100 feet away from your campsite. It was just worth the risk. We didn't do that. I did put everything in a bear box, and I kept the bear box like 50 feet away, and we tossed our bags like 25 feet away. So that's about the best we did. It's warming up quick today. Our first stop today is up there, Alma north and south. 12,300 foot. This is hilarious looking at this part right here, because this is like a quarter-mile driveway that we walked up at the very end, and we were so beat and tired that we were just going so slow up it. Now looking at it, it looks like the slope. It just looks like a driveway. It's hardly a slope at all. We were just so tired. Wow, this is really pretty. So this is Mount Reynolds Reservoir. Love these trees. Beautiful. And there's Pikes Peak out in the sunlight right there. So cool. This sleeping bag liner, glad I had it. First time I used it, I feel like it made a difference in the sleeping bag. So, very grateful I got a pretty good one. Worth the money. It was a cold night. I don't know how cold it was. I'm gonna say it was around 10 degrees. So, nice and light and small too. This is really cool. You know, all I really was thinking about last night was how much I miss my wife and how much I miss my kids and how important they are to me. Just the whole time, I was just grinding for so many hours, just going up Sheep Mountain at like 3:30. From that point on, I was done. And it was hard, and I'm glad we did it. It's good to kind of grind past your limits. But I just kept thinking about how important they are to me and how much I love them and miss them. This is the first night I've spent away from them, and it just felt so weird. I just missed them a lot, and I can't get in contact with them because I have no service. So I wrote a long letter to my wife. I'm going to give it to her whenever I get signal on top of this next mountain. Just telling her how important she is to me, so I'm excited to send that to her. And I feel so sorry that I couldn't stay in contact with them, but in a couple more hours I'll get to say hi, and I'll give her a call as soon as I can. I love you, Holly. I love you, Lily. I love you, Dylan. Alright, we suspect that this is our last water source for all day. We are going to go by a couple reservoirs, but we might skip them. So just to minimize risk, we are going to fill up every bottle we have and just do it right the first time. So this is Mick Reynolds Reservoir. Wow, this is beautiful. It's also frozen. This is a good spot. I can reach over and fill the bottles up from here. Wow. I'm just gonna take this in for a second though. This is beautiful. Ooh, this is gonna be cold. Alright, now we're going to empty these bottles out into the filter, rinse them out, and then filter the clean water into the bottles. Let's see what my hat hair looks like. Woo! Oh, that sun feels so good. Warming up in it. I cannot describe how good that feels to finally be in the sun. Alright, so the plan, we're going to summit Alma Gray. We are going to bushwhack up to the saddle in between this microwave tower one, and there's a Mount Baldy reservoir up there. And then we're just going to hike this ridgeline until we get to the 12,367 peak of Mount Alma Gray. There's a north and a south Alma Gray, so that's how we're headed. Now for the fun part again, bushwhacking. Alright, we have 1,450 foot elevation gain to get to this saddle, to this high point. This forest is looking dark and dense. That means cold. Pretty neat that that's Pikes Peak right there at our 11 o'clock. Alright, grind time. Here it goes. Too indirect for us, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's better to just cut a straight line. It's so appealing to walk towards the path of least resistance, though. Freshly uprooted. Here's the microwave tower. So we're gonna start cutting our way to the saddle right here. Probably don't want to summit up on that. There's some infrastructure up there. We'll keep our distance.
Best view of the Cog track I've seen.
Yeah, that section right there is going up Satchet Mountain, and that's Windy Point. That's what it's referred to as. So we got Mason Reservoir right there. Well, we departed the trail, working our way up this tree line here. Working our way up this tree path to get above tree line to this saddle. There's a rocky summit and then a rocky ridge line that's gonna kind of just sway back and forth up to the top. We wanted to walk on that, get a really cool view the whole way up. We found the communications and power line that goes up to those microwave towers and antennas. Just gonna use this as a pathway. This climb's going a lot easier than late yesterday. Only 450 foot gain left. I'm just trying to rock hop up here so I don't damage the vegetation. What a view. That sun feels good on my face. Oh, I miss you so much. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad to hear your voice. Hi, Dylan. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm feeling re-energized. Got to talk to my wife and my son. I wrote a love letter to my wife last night. I sent that to her. Can't wait to be home. I feel good. I'm ready. It's gonna be a good day. That's a neat section right there with all those tall rocks.
Yeah, everything. I'm seeing kind of the section 16 area, right? Over there, we're looking right at Cheyenne Mountain with the antennas.
Alright, we've been walking the ridgeline. Just came from there. Working our way up to this one. This is the Alma Gray Summit, so this is the true summit. Alright, we made it. Alma Gray Mountain. Some sort of facility up here. Antenna. Hey look, you see the red cog going up? Look lower. Oh, sure enough, yeah, probably down. So, you can see just the edge of Moraine Lake right here. So that's where we're headed. Here it is, Moraine Lake. I guess so, yeah. Alright, cool. Want to point out a few features. This is Runs Down Fast Mountain. Behind that is Mount Garfield and Arthur and the Tinny Crags. You see the rock crags right there. This is Tuckaway Mountain. You can see an aspen grove real low right there. You see this water feature, that's Horsetooth Reservoir. It's about a 50 to 100 foot dam. Highest point here is Cameron's Cone. Mary's Mountain is just to the left of Horsetooth Reservoir. Moraine Lake, our plan is to head just on this ridge line right next to it. And then you can see the cog going up. They're at about Sachet Mountain.
They have down here, you know, see it in my socks. You see two little bumps in the screw side.
All right, so there's where we came, Alma Gray Mountain. We worked our way down all that scree and trees. We made it to this saddle, which is the ridge that we were talking about earlier. We're gonna head down on this side, the west side of it. We're half a mile from Rain Lake. Then from there, we found a trail system we'll be taking to likely Mountain View, then Bar Trail. Rain Lake. I've been wanting to hike to this spot for the last 5 years. Just catching up on food, dehydrated apples, filtered some water, got some dehydrated bananas. We're about to take off. Happy to be here. All right, goodbye, Rain Lake. We did it. 5-year goal accomplished. Pretty back here. Great. Great with the topo lines and everything. There's a cool Lake Marine Trail sign. We turn left right here. I think we have 10 miles of trails to get back into Manitou, so we're gonna be moving quick. Super cool. This is fun. Very neat. There's Alma Mountain behind me. We found a building ruin. This is cool. Look at this old hinge. All right, bar trail. .8 miles. There's Alma Gray right there.
Nice to see something other than yellow.
Sure is. Two miles. All right, we did it.
I got no.
Bar Trail in Manitou Springs.
Yeah, they say.
All right, we're done. We're in Manitou. Mission accomplished. So how many miles for the first day?
19 and a half.
And the second day?
19 and a quarter.
All right, and we still have a quarter mile, so that's about 39 miles total. So, very cool. This is the Cog Depot. So that train we saw, that's where it starts.
Because the antennas are off.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi.
Hi, Lily. Hi. I missed you
Daddy
so
just
much.
got.
I missed you.
Daddy,